Good evening to the Millionaire by Morning listeners out there. We are here today with a guest by the name of Adrienne Barker. She's going to talk to us today about corporate etiquette in the workplace. Adrienne grew up in a large family business and after 35 years realized that teaching business and etiquette along with being a brand consultant was what she wanted to do. This is actually perfect for this show. So, Adrienne, I want to welcome you to the Millionaire by Morning show.
Thank you. I hope to be a millionaire by morning. That would be amazing.
There we go. There we go. That's what this
Maybe by
show
1
is all
a.m.
about. By 1 a.m. Before the bank open, right?
Yes, that's a good one.
So, let's get a little background. You were raised in a family business? Tell us about that.
So my parents in 1955 started the promotional products industry business as a distributor. Actually, when they were getting married, my mom's dad, who was a tour bus operator in New York City, took my dad and mom together and said, he showed him a blind that was imprinted. And he said, Gloria, Herb, this is going to be the future. And my parents were like, what? Printing on a blind? Exactly, he said. That's it. People are going to want items with their logos on it. And he was correct. My parents got married, went to Cuba on their honeymoon, and came back and started Barker Specialty Company out of Cheshire, Connecticut.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did that last? That began, how long did that last? And what part did you play in it when you became of age?
Right. So I was the youngest sibling. So the youngest daughter. So they taught me the business from the ground up. They actually made me file for 6 months, which was so much fun. But so the business is still existing. My brother, Jerry, is running the business. He's the president. He's doing a fantastic job, still in Cheshire with one of the largest showrooms. And I left the family business because I really got tired of selling. And I wanted to do something different. And I noticed that there was a lack of corporate etiquette in our industry. Sorry, distributors and suppliers out there, don't be mad at me, but it's the truth. I just felt like I wasn't comfortable. And I noticed around me that the industry was so relaxed. And I'm kind of a role player. So I was like, oh, what does that look like to learn corporate etiquette? So I checked around and I went to the best school. Don't be mad at me if you're not the school I mentioned. I went to the Protocol School of Washington, loved the school with Pam Eyring. And I opened up Professional Global Etiquette right after that. And then I've been doing a variety of different things on my own business, and I love it.
Okay, awesome. Professional Global Etiquette. Let's speak on that. Let's start with that. And there was a piece that was missing, and you decided to fulfill that piece. And you came up with Professional Global Etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what does that offer? What does that consist of?
Okay, so that piece I was missing was inside myself. I just wasn't comfortable. I didn't know silverware, dining etiquette, just what are the right way to do things. I knew I wanted to do things correctly, and I wanted to make the best of who I was. I was also doing things like silly, I was drinking along with everyone else. Sometimes I was going in the boardroom with a little hangover from the night before. I mean, I thought being silly and funny, and back in the day I could say cute, all that was like, fun. That was the industry. We print logo merchandise, like we're supposed to have fun. But we are, but it's also, I knew I was missing it. Just for myself, I knew I was missing it. I also, at the time, my son was living in China, and I had a goal to get to China and teach corporate etiquette, Western etiquette to Chinese, because a lot of times different people want to know how to work in other countries. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds great. So that's my colors are red and purple, kind of the global, queen and king royal colors back. And I haven't changed it. Same thing. But at the end of the day, the reality is, if you want to be successful, you need essential skills. And so I kind of really, now with Professional Global Etiquette, I teach essential skills, whether it's communication, whether it is corporate etiquette, all those skills that we don't learn in college and we're definitely not getting in high school, and you may not be getting it at home with your parents, along with LinkedIn. And I get to do something I really love. I'm also a podcast producer, which I absolutely
Oh,
love too. I love to, well, like think what you're doing right now. You are doing something so delicious to the world. You are giving all of us a place for us to air and share
yeah.
our stories. And so I do that for my hosts. I, produce their podcast. I love it because it is so nice to be able to say, would you like to be on the show? And then not charge for it. And thank you for not charging. It's just such a lovely gift. I did about 200 episodes during COVID called No Prep Needed, similar to what you're doing, just a talk show. And I love that too. So I love what you're doing. And I'm glad to talk about corporate etiquette because it's weirdly enough, it seems to be lacking more than it's, taking control of things. It's just most people don't seem to really care or think that it's needed.
It should be presidents. The
Yes.
presidents should be set that, just etiquette is involved. Etiquette is not the wild, wild west. It's not, just a party all the time.
So
But
true. It's not, oh, do I have to talk to you? Because I'm on.
right, right. Oh man, it would be wonderful if we could all really just conjure and network and kind of be about our business at a business setting.
And networking is a big part of it. So thank you for bringing that up. We took a day to really learn how to network properly, what hand to hold your drink, what to do, how to enter a room, all of that. There's a trick to all of it.
Wow. Okay. So this is interesting because I would like to know, with this being, how old is this business?
So for my professional global etiquette, I started in 2015. And
Okay.
yeah, yep.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because have you brought this to the attention of Generation Z?
I try to. So when I can, I join, I do the different groups where they ask you to come in and talk to the kids, whether it's middle school or high school. So I've done my share of in school, in class sessions. And the kids actually like it because they want to be comfortable
Oh,
too. So yeah,
okay. So they accept it.
yes, they really do.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because they're next in the workforce. I made a post on Facebook one time that said, when Generation Z enters the workforce, that's when I'll stop flying and start finding another way to travel.
They're creating half the TikToks on the airplanes, by the way. So
Well, yeah, but like the what you're saying, the etiquette, the being on the phone. Now, the flip side of that is I believe that they are like geniuses as far as technology is concerned. Um, and as far as figuring out the TikToks and the technology of things. However, when it comes to the nuts and the bolts and the screws and paying attention, holding their attention, I'm kind of skeptical, you know? So that's why I'm asking you about that particular generation. Can you do you think with your business you can teach them the proper etiquette to be able to hold on to a job and hold the attention that's needed?
I think that, yes, I think that with parents and with all of us working together, and you know what? So I hired someone that didn't have the best etiquette. I looked beyond it. Sometimes you have to look beyond something and see the soul and the heart of a person because that's going to be really important. You
Yeah.
want loyalty, you want heart, you want, kindness and empathy. My parents would take employees that they were thinking of hiring, they would take them out to eat And they weren't really taking them out to eat to see how they, use silverware and what they ordered. They wanted to see how they treated the wait staff. How did they enter the restaurant? How did they treat everyone that was around them? That's important. So, sometimes you have to look over some things, but I think if you want to be successful and you're young, you got to learn how to make a phone call. And then you have to actually learn how to leave a voicemail message or actually how to talk to that person. Because if you don't, someone else is right behind you and they're going to make the sale. They're going to get what you could have gotten. You cannot not want to use the phone. That phone, you still have to call and use it. You don't have to make cold calls, but you still got to pick it up. You can't rely. The other day I found I had like 12 DMs. I mean, that's not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want to be insulting, but like, I'm not checking my DMs. So DMs are to me like my children and my friends and, but if you're going to do business with me, don't leave me a DM because you're not going to get the response that you want because that's not a professional way to communicate. So just learn. Now, if you call me and you say, Adrienne, I only communicate on DMs on Facebook and Instagram, I would be like, can you text me and let me know that there's one waiting for me? Because I'm not going to check it all the time. A lot of it's just communication.
A lot of it is. A lot of it is. And you know what? That's a good point that you're making because a lot of it is communication. Messages can be lost through that communication. Things can be misconstrued through that communication. Through a text message. Text message is a lot different than a phone call. So that is a certain aspect of etiquette.
Well, can we talk about text messages? Can I talk to you, and you out there? This is serious. When you send a text message, don't assume that the person has saved your phone number because there are people like me that sometimes just not great about saving phone numbers. So your message should go, hi, Adrienne, it's Joe. And then maybe if you haven't spoken to me for a while, or maybe we met 3 months ago, we met blah, 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 and then ask whatever it is that you want to ask a question, and then how you want me to respond back. And Adrienne, please reply back or please call me, whatever you say. But I notice I get all these text messages and I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I'm not great about saving numbers. And even if I was great, maybe something happened with the phone and it didn't save your number correctly. So say who you are. And if I could give one more tip on emails, because even the most sophisticated professionals don't put their cell phone number on your email. Why? Make it a habit. Start tomorrow. Okay, mine, 386-631-4577. My secret sauce is I answer my phone. How weird is that? Unless I'm on a podcast and then I won't answer it, but I call back. But my point is that, you ever have it when you're looking for you're looking for a phone number, you want to reach Adrienne, and you go and every email just says, thank you, Adrienne. And I don't leave my phone number anywhere. And it just drives you crazy because you're like, why can't you just leave me your phone number? That's why my phone number is on every reply, because I don't want you to have to deal with what I feel like is frustrating to me during the day. I shouldn't have to waste time trying to find your number. Then I go to your website. Yeah, you don't have a number on your website. Oh, maybe he has it on LinkedIn. You don't have your number on LinkedIn. Actually, then you know what happens? I won't do business with you. Right. I love you could send me any messages on LinkedIn and try to sell to me, but don't sell to me if you don't have a phone number. I will not work with you if I cannot get a phone number, because call me old, but I want to know that I have the ability to speak with you.
You're right about that. The ability. That's it. That's all you want to know, is that you have the ability to. I get it. Oh, I totally get it. You brought up LinkedIn. Let's go into that. LinkedIn. If LinkedIn was an Avenger, I'm going to say an Avenger because it's still a superhero, but it would probably be people's least talked about one. as far as
Okay.
all the other social media aspects are concerned.
Right. So the big ugly Hulk. Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to call
there you
LinkedIn?
go. There you go. There you go. Still a superhero, probably the biggest and strongest superhero. So, how do you approach LinkedIn with your clients that you are teaching how to get lead generation going, increase marketing, increase sales? How do you approach LinkedIn as a LinkedIn expert?
Okay, I love this question. I love LinkedIn, been on LinkedIn for 18 years. Oh, what was it? 18 years, 24 days, 12 hours, and 8 minutes now. It was a
Boom.
minute ago. Boom. I love LinkedIn. I'll tell you why. Because if you're in sales, listen up. Okay. Or if you're a coach, which there's millions of coaches on LinkedIn. Okay. You got 3 things every day you should do to be successful: past, present, and future. So past, take care of the clients that you have, make sure you're connecting with them, find a way, use a good CRM program, however you do it. Just don't forget your past clients. Then you've got your present. What are you working on today? You got to work on that. You got to make sure that you're keeping your clients happy and you're working on your present. But the future
There we
is
go. There we go.
beautiful and
Let's talk
juicy.
about it.
And so my parents 18 years ago were like, very nicely, Adrienne, get off that LinkedIn. What are you doing out there? No, you don't understand. It's my future. It's what we need. You know, they're not alive now, but at one point, my dad at 85 said, Hey, honey, can you put me on LinkedIn? Absolutely, Pops, because it's your future. So if you're looking to do a reach out, so let's just say you have plenty of business now. I hear that. I got plenty of business. We could all lose a client in a matter of an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Something could happen to your client. So like how I live and what I think is kind of, I'm a very straightforward thinker. So, in my mind, I don't take anything for granted. When I send an email, I don't take it for granted that the email is going to be read or it's going to be seen or it's just going to go in their junk box. Maybe they won't even receive it at all. I don't know because it's out of my realm. So I don't know if I'm always going to have clients. So when you think of your clients and all in a basket, but you could lose it. You could be dropping those eggs. So what are you going to nurture? What's going to be what you're going to work with? And that is going to be your future. And I'll tell you with LinkedIn, if you are doing this carefully and calmly, then you're not going to spend these crazy messages like, hi, I've got blah, 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 and I could sell blah, 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 and I could do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, but I have 20 other people that I actually personally know in my neighborhood that I could go to. So why are you trying to do this? Like there's no relationship. So you got to still, it's the same thing in life. You got to develop a relationship. And that relationship could be just as simple as, hey, I saw that we have mutual connections and similar passions. Are you open to connecting? And then the next message could be, hey, it's great that we're connected. I'm happy to support your posts. That's how I do it. I don't make any promises. I don't sell immediately. I like having the connections. And then I can go back and I can see how I can help them and ask them if they want to be on a podcast. I mean, like the world is your oyster when it comes to that. If you are kind and nice and have empathy online, supporting a post can mean that you're going to like the post. It can mean that you could repost it. It could mean that they can count on you if they have something special they want you to help. There's a million things, but that is your future. So that's how I looked at LinkedIn: past, present, and LinkedIn is your future.
Okay. I'm going to, because I can feel it. You are a salesperson. You're a marketer. So when you're approaching these people at LinkedIn, although you're looking at them as future clients, right? Like, I don't